Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to see how to study the nameplate of any induction motor. So this video is in English and the Hindi version of the same video is also available on my channel. The link of that video will be available there in the description. You can go and check it. So guys, there are few parameters which are very lengthy to explain. So there is separate video on that. You can also check those videos and the link of those video will be available in description too. And there are few parameters which might not be available in the nameplate. Here you can see this is the nameplate. So those parameters we will also cover once all these parameters are completed. At the end we will come back to those parameters because some parameters might be unavailable on a particular nameplate. So without further ado, we'll come to the very first point, that is on the top you can see three-phase induction motor. CG is the make and next is machine number. So here is the detail. You can see on the right hand side motor make CG, that is company's name. On the top, if there is a different motor there will be a different name on that. Below that is a three-phase induction motor, not a single phase like what you use at home, fan etc, but it is a three phase. And standard you can see it is CE ISI mark is available on the right hand side. So these cover the basic introduction. If you we are going from top to bottom approach we are taking. So we have covered CG, company's name, three phase induction motor, and the standards. Next we'll come to the machine number. So machine number will not be permanent, it will change from motor to motor. If a same company, if you get like if you order 10 motors, all the 10 motors will have different machine numbers. That is why it is a star mark. Next is frame 355L. So frame itself is a big topic, we will cover that, but here it is mentioned frame, that is 355L, and reference number. So company to company this reference number will change. Now let's see what is frame 355L is. So 355 is the height from the base to the center of the shaft, H. If you can see on the right hand side, this H is equal to 355 mm. The unit is very important, that is millimeter. Height 355 millimeter. And the remaining L part consists of B, E and D. B is between distance between the two different holes at the bottom. E is the shaft length and D is the distance, or you can see the diameter of the shaft. So we have covered that frame. Next is motor power. So mostly it will be available in kilowatt, and in few case it will also be in HP, kW or HP, horsepower. Next is motor rotor speed. So this is the synchronous speed, that is 1485. That means it's a 4-pole motor. Next is efficiency 96%. So motors have generally good efficiency but much lesser than transformers because here we have some losses. And next is frequency 50 plus minus 5 hertz. So in India we follow this 50. If you go to the other countries like Japan or USA, they follow 60 hertz. Next parameters is IC motor winding, that is incoming motor voltage, sorry, not winding, voltage 415 plus minus 10 volt. 10 volt plus minus is 10% is the tolerance. In case of frequency plus minus 5%, that was the tolerance. Rated current, that also changed from motor to motor based on the rating. Next is winding connection. So most of the induction motor you will see delta and delta connection. Star is very few case where the starting torque is required high, there you will find star connected, and power factor is 0.9. Next we'll quickly see what is delta and star connection. So star connection is on the top. Here you can see at the center W2, U2 and V2 is joint. So when you open the terminal box you have to sort W2, U2 and V2, and you have to give connection on U1, V1, W1. And in delta connection it is in the form of a star and connection has to be done like this. Next we'll come to thermal class, that is ambient temperature 50 degrees Celsius. That means in what environment, what is the maximum temperature of that particular environment where the motor is being operated. So India is like it's a warm country, so 50 degrees Celsius here we keep. And next parameter is thermal class. This is very important parameter, and in this particular motor it is F, we will see the whole chart. So this is the chart, and here if the class is y, it is 90 degree, that is maximum the motor can sustain up to 90 degrees Celsius internal temperature of the motor. And as we have seen here is 50 sorry f, that is 155 degrees Celsius is the maximum temperature. Generally B and F class motors are used. And next is lubrication time. So it means after how many running hours you have to do the greasing of the motor, that is on the drive hand side and on the non drive hand side. Generally drive hand side will take more lubrication because of it, because it is carrying the more load on it as compared to non drive hand side. And lastly the duty cycle. So there is total different chart again for duty cycle. Mostly we will use S1, okay. So here you can see the duty cycles. S1 is continuous running, mostly 90% I would say is S1 only. Others are S2 and S3 and so on. So you can go through the chart till S8. As per the requirement you can select the motor. Now we will come to the bearing details. So bearing are of different size and shape. Here you can see it is available on drive hand side and non drive hand side. If you will open any motor you can see the bearing is there. Without bearing the motor can't work, right? So for the bearing, greasing is required, and the quantity on the motor itself, the quantity will be mentioned, how much bearing, how much that bearing needs the greasing. Generally it will be in terms of grams. And mounting is also very important parameter, B3, that is foot mounted, it is available. And if it is flange mounted, so it will be B5. So these are very important parameters related to bearing, drive hand side, non-drive hand side. You have to go through the bearing detail and all those parameters. These are the mounting chart. B3 is foot mounted. You can see on the left hand side. B3, B5 and all those things. Next we will come to the what type of grease is being used on the bearing. So mostly we use Unirex N3, as you can mention in the motor nameplate. Next is motor serial number and balance code, H for half balance key. So this will be mentioned on the shaft. If you see the new motor on the shaft, at the starting of the shaft, it is mentioned. And later on IP55, this is very important. This is ingress protection. Total different chat you can see from the Google also. IP55 is very normally used, and this is what IP means. Even in the mobile you can see it is IP65 68 protected. So that means what is the solid and the water or the liquid can enter that particular machine. So this, with the help of that chart, you can get to know. And standard is ICE, most efficient is IE3 that is being used. And here you can see what it means. IE3 stands for international efficiency, IE2 motors high efficiency motor, IE3 premium efficiency motor. So IE2 is not used anymore, IE3 is being used. And ICE full form is international electrotechnical, okay. Lastly is weight. So depend on the size, depend on the application, the weight changes. And this one is internal cooling. So since motor is continuously running, you can see all sort of cooling that is being provided to the motor. And this parameter was not mentioned in the nameplate, so we have given it separately. So thank you guys, thank you for watching.